Two people. Mr. Dominguez, can you hear me? Can you press your red microphone button, please, where you're unmuting? The red microphone. I think it should be in either one of the corners of the screen. You unmute. There you go. Can you hear me? I can't hear you. I should be able to hear you, but I don't hear you. Your red microphone, you're still muted. I have no video. Now it shows that you're not muted, but I can't hear you. Now you're muted. Oh, thank you. I still speak? No, I can't hear you. Mr. Dominguez? What is your phone number? You can't tell me. Let me see.
Sorry about that, I just found the file.
Okay. You're gonna have to get me your phone number. Can you write it on a piece of paper and show it on the screen? Wonder if they get on the phone, if they can do Zoom and talk on the phone at the same time. We'll find out. Okay, 694 8454. Okay, I'm gonna call you right now. You might want to put the cigarette down.
I'm sorry, but the person you called has a voicemail box that is not.
Then he's gonna have to get out of Zoom, I think.
Is
it
that
went
to
straight-
reply?
It went straight to
Oh.
voicemail, so you might have to.
Let's see.
But the person you called has a voice.
Okay, Mr. Dominguez, you're gonna have to disconnect from Zoom and I'm gonna just have to call you. Okay, you're gonna have to disconnect and I'll call you. So we found that out.
You called has a voicemail box. Person you called has a voicemail.
Huh.
Hello?
Okay, Mr. Dominguez?
Yes, sir.
Okay, if you'd each raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you're about to give should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. That Ms. Bazan as well.
I do.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Is this for non-payment of rent?
Correct.
And the monthly rent is how much?
$540.
Doing the first of each month?
Correct.
Okay, and what months are you alleging are past due?
There's $26 that's past due in April, the full amount for May, June, July, and the proration amount for August.
Okay, Mr. Dominguez,
Yes, sir.
do you agree the monthly rent is $540 a month?
Yes, sir.
Okay, do you dispute a balance of $26 owing for April?
Well, that's the problem is that they offered to me a 6 month term to pay the balance, and what I was thinking that this was offered to me on May, and when they told me 6 months, I understand that the balance for at that time. For example, was $1,000. It was divided by 6, and that's what I have to pay every month. But finally, it doesn't work like that. They start that contract if it was made on April. So, and due to my work situation, I was having problems to pay, but I willing to do. I wanted to pay. I want to make another kind of contract, so I don't like problems. To make a good arrangement here,
Okay.
sir.
Has any rent been paid for May?
Excuse me?
Have you paid any rent for May?
No, because
Have you paid-
the contract was until June, and they will tell me if July will be entered also in this contract, but I have no notice of that.
I'm not sure what you're talking. Do you know anything about a contract or a new contract?
No, I think there was, Priscilla, can The you? COVID-19 payment plan agreement. This plan was going to be separating the payments of his rent for 6 months.
The one for April was for 6 months of this payment for $86.67. This was going to be from May up to September for
Wait,
the
stop. 6 payments of 86.67, is that 540?
Yes, that's 520 because he was on the lease at that time. So that one is, I believe, paid up with
Okay, at that time, is that a time in April?
the payment.
When was the increase in rent?
The increase in rent would have been in May
So my,
because he didn't sign May and June because he didn't sign a contract for 6 more months.
here,
So the rent goes up.
wait for the question and then answer, okay? Okay, the rent for April, how much was the rent in April?
520.
520. Okay, and the rent was to increase to 540 beginning May,
Yes, sir.
okay? And that was a renewal, a 6-month lease renewal
Yes, he had to renew.
for a term of 6 months?
Yes, sir. But since he didn't renew, that's why it went up to the 540.
Oh, so if he would have renewed, it would stay at 520.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what is the 8667?
The 8667 is the plan we gave him for the hardship letter. We are trying to help out for COVID-19.
For what month?
This he actually has it for April, May, and June.
To pay what?
The contract for the COVID plan for payment. The one for April would have been 8667 from May to September, 6 payments. On the one for May, it would have been from June to October, 6 payments of $90. And the one for June would have been the same amounts from July to September, $90 payments.
Okay, so what you're doing is you're prorating the full amount of the rent over the next 6 months.
Yes, sir.
Okay, in lieu of taking full payment for April, May.
For May, he hasn't given a payment.
I'm not, okay, I'm just asking, you said that April is going to be spread over 6 months and May was going to be spread over 6 months, correct?
Those were spread over.
Okay, so instead of paying the full amount of rent of 520 for April, you split it up in 6 payments of 8667 over a 6-month period, correct?
Yes, sir.
And the same thing was going to be done for May. Had he taken you
Yes,
up?
sir.
Okay. Okay, is that your understanding, Mr. Dominguez?
Yes, sir. But what I'm saying is that this pay agreement they offered to me on the finals of May, but they put the agreement like it starts on April. So I pay about let's sample. In April, I have already paid 4 or 6 months in less than a month. So that's not a 6-month payment agreement. That's
Okay.
what I see.
Okay, so why is there $26 owing for April? No, not Mr. Dominguez. Miss, I don't know who we have on, is it Priscilla or who do we have on the phone?
Priscilla.
Okay. Why is there a balance of $26 for April?
There shouldn't be one. With the pay, I'm checking on the amount. Give me 1 moment. No, he should be covered for April's rent.
There is no balance for April.
No, it's just for May and June and July and August.
Okay. So in the rent in May is 540 because he didn't sign a 6-month lease.
Correct, sir.
Okay. So Mr. Dominguez, there is no balance in April.
Yes, what balance in April
Right.
for 6 months. So I cover that balance in less than a month. That's what I'm saying. That was the mistake that maybe I don't understand, or maybe they don't explain me
Okay.
the way this going to work.
Okay, Priscilla, how did he get April paid off so fast if you offered to pay it over 6 months?
Okay. Let me
What I mean is
how much
the
would
pay
I have to
agreement
pay
was
on
for 6
this month
months. At
for
that
him
time,
to continue
for
on
example,
the
I can't hear you both at one time.
The pay agreement was for 6 months, sir. So at that time, for example, if I owe them $1,000, then the $1,000 has to be divided by 6, and the result of that is what I have to pay for the monthly. I don't know if I make myself clear,
Yeah.
but
Did he make installment payments for April? No, Mr. Dominguez, Priscilla.
Can you repeat that?
Did he make installment payments for April?
Yes, sir.
Over what period of time were the payments made?
Over the 6 month period.
What, tell me what the payments were and the dates.
Just give me one moment. That's what I'm calculating. So for the payments for April, he would be at 3 payments with what he gave, because the total was $554. He would have given 2 payments for May, and he would have given 1 payment for June.
I'm just asking what he did pay. I mean, don't you have a ledger? You received this much on such day?
Yes, I can see the ledger, sir, but I have to make the calculations because it doesn't specifically tell me where they're taking it out from. So I have to make the calculations on my own.
I don't understand that.
Your Honor, I think I can answer that question for you.
Okay.
So he paid on June 23rd, he paid $290.
Okay,
And then on July 9th, he made a payment of $170 and another payment of $94
on the same day?
on the same day.
Okay,
And that's it.
so what he's saying is that he paid the 6 payments within a month's period of time as opposed to 6 months. Is that right, Mr. Dominguez?
yes, sir, that's right. I mean, they offer a payment agreement for 6 months, and they charge, for example, April, 3 months in just one at one time. So that does make my balance difficult. So
Okay, then May comes around. And Priscilla, did you offer him the same deal? You said $90 a month, I think?
Yes, sir, that's what we have him sign.
90 what?
$90 from June to October. 6 months as well.
Okay, so neither of those have come due. If the 6 months for the April would, if the 6 months for May would go through October, the 6 months in April would go through September, correct?
Yeah, it would be till September, but on each payment, it does show that they need to pay the $90, the $86.87 on or before 5 p.m. on June 20th, July 20th, August 20th. That was the payment plan.
Okay. Well, he certainly complied with the April one because he paid $290 on June 3rd, June 23rd. July 9th, he paid another 284.
For April, that's fine if he wants to, for us to take that away as a whole payment for his rent, but he would still be behind in the one for May and June. And then we didn't make a payment plan with him for July because we didn't have it anymore, or for August.
Okay, I guess my problem with it, you offer him to pay it over a period of time, but then you accelerate for April and May. And I understand nothing was made for June, July, and August. So, but how do you justify, we offered you to pay it over 6 months, but no, now we're taking that back?
No, still we haven't got any payments for, we didn't get the payment for June 20th or July 20th for the one on May.
For June 20th or July 20th, is that what you said?
And then the one for August 20th.
So what was due June, what was due June 20th? What was due June 20th?
Well,
How much was due?
June 20th was due $90.
Okay, what was due on July 20th?
On July 20th, he was already owing 180 because it would have been the contract for May and June.
Okay. So April was spread over, what, the $89, $86 spread out over what? Beginning what?
It would have
April,
been
when was the
from
first 86.67 payment due?
every 20th of each month from May up to September.
So the first payment for April is due May 20th. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
That would be 86.67. Correct?
Yes, sir.
And then he has June 20th, 86.67. Then he has July, 86.67. Then he has August, 86.67. Then he has September, 86.67. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. October, that would go to October, 86.67. So April's actually goes through to October, am I right? If it starts May, June, July, August, September, October.
Right.
Is that correct, Ms. Priscilla?
No, because upon signing the agreement, he gave a payment of $86.67.
Or was it due or not?
Yes, it would have been due.
So it starts April 20th then.
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is your agreement, so you need to tell me. I'm feel like I'm working it.
For our agreement with him, let me just check when he signed the agreement as well. He signed on the 12th. So that's the day he came to give the agreement. And for everybody, we were putting on the 20th.
So on the 12th, he makes
And,
86, just a minute.
Go ahead.
On the 12th, he makes the payment of 86.67. Then the next 5 payments are due on the 20th of each next month, of each of the following month. Okay, and so then what is due on May? When does the first payment of May start?
The first payment of May would have been on May 20th before 5 p.m.
May 20th. So that's $90. June $20, 90. Okay, so, and you're saying he defaulted when?
Can you repeat that, sir? You sound very far away.
When did he default? When do you consider him in default? You said May, oh, you said June 20th and July 20th. So June 20th and July. So up to July 20th would be a total of 86.67 times 1, 2, 3, 4 times 4 equals 347. And then 3 payments of 90. 3 times 90 is 270 plus 347. So that would have been 617, and he had paid 554. So he's only behind about $50. according to those two agreements, correct?
Yes, on those two agreements. Well, to this point, he's already owing July as well.
Or we're
For
not,
July 20, we haven't gotten payments for any of the three.
okay, so on July 1st, you're saying the whole payment would have been due. Did you all talk to him about that?
They were aware, sir. They, give me one moment.
The answer is no? Did you talk to him about it?
Because the young lady that has been speaking to him at this moment is actually out today. She wouldn't be until tomorrow, sir. So I don't know if you would like to talk to her personally or for her to email you with all the information because he doesn't speak to us.
Mr. Dominguez doesn't speak to who?
To Diana. She's another leasing agent.
They say he doesn't speak to us. Who's us?
Who, excuse me?
I'm sorry?
To Diana. That's the person he speaks to. That's the person he always requests to know what's going on with his agreements, with his rent, with his payments. He doesn't speak any of the other leasing agents
Okay.
or my
and what's-
manager.
Okay. Mr. Dominguez,
Yes, sir.
who do you deal with at what is it, Warren Terrace?
Can you repeat me, please?
Who do you deal with at the apartments?
Who would I deal?
Yeah, who would you talk to? Who would you speak with?
Okay. I have talked to Diana and Roberta, but I lost that communication about a month ago because Diana told me that he will call me back to tell me if the other months will be in the payment agreement also. But then I have never talked to them. When I received this notification of this suit, then I talked to her last week to try to make a new agreement, but they deny it. So here I am.
Did you make a proposal?
Yes, sir.
What was your proposal?
My proposal is that we continue with the agreement, and that we can include these two last months, so I can make a monthly payment for the total, and I will start to pay my complete rent on September. This is due, sir, to the situation. My primary work was stopped, so I have to find another work right now, but the pay is very low. So my intention is to pay, but according to the possibilities. And I pay because I have shown that I can do it because I have paid May. So that talks that I will be honorable with that.
What was your job that you lost?
Well, I was working in import wood from other countries into the United States. But that business is now closed. It's not working as it should be. So they arrest people, and I go with those people. So I'm out of work. I have that work that will be reactivated maybe by the end of August, as they told me. So my income will be higher.
What kind of payments can you make now?
Right now, I can offer maybe $100 per week.
Maybe. Can you or not?
Yes, I can, sir. Sorry about the maybe.
I'm gonna ask you all to negotiate and see if you all can work something out. I'm gonna postpone this for a period of a week. We're gonna come back and visit this next week.
Okay, will you will your office send out the reset notice?
Yes. Mr. Dominguez, do you have an email?
Yes, sir.
Can you give me your email?
Okay. It's Nunez, N-U-N-E-Z,
Nunez,
Dominguez, Dominguez,
okay,
Jaime, Jaime, all together, and gmail.com.
okay. Well, you all need to discuss it and see if y'all can come up with some arrangement. And then we'll review it next week. It's gonna be the same time next week.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay,
And then
sir.
you need to, Miss, it's Roberta Sandoval or Salazar?
Salazar, I think it is.
It's Salazar.
Salazar. Need to meet with Mr. Dominguez. Mr. Dominguez, you need to make yourself available. Mr. Dominguez,
Yes, sir.
can you go in today and talk with him?
Yes, I finished my work at 6 p.m. and that has been a problem. Maybe we can meet tomorrow, let's say 8 o'clock in the morning.
Can you come in there tomorrow morning at 8 a.m.?
Priscilla, can he come in tomorrow at 8 a.m.?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, he can, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay, then we'll reset this for next week. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we're gonna